Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome to Dearly Not So Departed podcast. Today, I want to begin talking about a subject that I love, and hopefully, you might be interested in it as well. But it's how we as individuals can develop and have these nurtured, loving relationship with our dearly not so departed loved ones, our deceased loved ones. They're not, they leave their physical bodies, but their energy is eternal and they love you as much as they always did. And they are so focused, ready, and willing to have this beautiful experience with you. But it's going to look and feel differently because they won't be physically present. They will be energetically present. And yes, you can consult other like mediums and psychics and channels. And those are all wonderful, wonderful tools. But you can also learn to develop. You can develop this. It's like working out and building muscles or anything, playing tennis, playing pickleball or anything. It's the same concept. The more it's a practice, really, it's a practice. And I will say that the one key factor is to make this connection really strong, and just to really easily connect in is to make sure you're not in the energy of doubt. So you have to believe that this is possible. You have to want this connection. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. Maybe you're just curious, and that's okay too, because to me, curiosity is the first step. So enjoy, listen, and really it's, there are so many different ways you can approach this, but I'm a simple girl. I love to keep things simple. So I'm just going to kind of share with you what I do and what I did in the beginning. And I've been doing this for a red hot minute really seriously focused on connecting with my dearly not so departed spouse for 16 years. It's almost the 16th anniversary of his transition. And so I just, what I recommend first is just to get still and get quiet for a moment. And it won't always be like this, because now for me, it's just, I don't have to do that because I meditate every day. And so I'm really consciously focused and connected with my source energy. And, but it's a practice, and over time, it just became second nature. So it just kind of morphed into, oh yeah, this is not a big deal. This is not a big deal at all. So, but in the beginning, I recommend, or I would suggest that maybe you, if there's a particular person that you want to connect with, that you just get still and quiet for a moment, and that you sit still anywhere, on a chair, on a couch, at the table, outside. Outside is always a wonderful experience because you're with nature. And you can just I like to put my hand on my heart just to really make sure that I'm connected with that beautiful energy, and not in we want to get out of our head. That's not where it's at. It's in our heart space, and where we truly are. And so just sit and take a few deep breaths and just be easy about it. We're not trying to force anything here. And, don't be alarmed if something doesn't happen the very first time you try it. That's okay. It will get easier and easier. But I just totally, if you feel called to do this, great. If you don't, great. The other thing that I think is they are of great support to us, and they help guide me in my daily life. There's been so many times in my life where things have worked out that shouldn't have. Like, there was no logical reason or rhyme for these various situations to work out, and they did. And I know that my dearly not so departed loved ones had everything to do with that. And it just, to me, it just warms my heart, and it just makes me so happy to know that this is possible. And I do love this topic of death, because there is no death. There's only life and more life. We are eternal beings. And I've said this before, I'm going to keep saying it, but once my husband made his transition in December of 2007, my fear of death was gone. Once I started communicating with him and understanding him where he was from his new vantage point in non-physical, and what a beautiful experience it was for him. And I loved him more than anything, and I wanted him to be blissfully happy. And when he made his transition, he left all the worldly stuff behind, all the pains in his body, all the just ick of the world. He left that stuff behind. So and I was happy for him, because I loved him more than anything. Who would want their loved ones to be miserable here on the planet? I certainly don't. I don't. That's no way to live. So, but just sit quiet and see if anything comes up, and hold a vision of them in your mind. And sometimes a visual image will pop up, and sometimes it won't, and that's okay. Again, there's no right or wrong way. And if you feel called, please do reach out and seek someone to help you make this connection. But I also wanted to let you know that you can do this on your own as well. They're always there with you and for you, and they are your biggest cheerleader and your wildest fans, your raving fans, and they will help you. Call on them. Another person that I follow on social, who I just adore, Grace Kelly, and she runs a coaching program, but she calls them her spiritual team. And I really like that. I like that term, because it's not, you have to remember that on the other side, they no longer have physiology. They don't have bodies. They're just pure positive energy. They don't have brains. They don't have eyes, teeth, none of this physical that's gone. So they're just like a nebulous mist, if you want to think of it that way. But it's also a conglomeration of non-physical energy, and they can step forward, but it's like, you can't look at it through a human perspective, because the other side is just, it's totally different. And it's not, it's not the, what do I want to say? It's not what I was taught when I was younger to believe. It's something totally, totally different. And it's just a blissful existence, and where everything that creates worlds exist, and it's all goodness, and it's all love. And that's just what I love. So I would love to get your feedback about if you've tried this, and what the results were, or if you need support from me, please feel free to reach out. But in the meantime, I'll be talking more about this as we move forward. I'm actually working on a guide that will have lots of information in there to help you understand this on a deeper level. So, and I will let everyone know once that's ready. But anyways, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you can take away, but it's so important for you, because you had the relationship with your dearly not so departed loved ones. The things that were meaningful between the two of you. And there are things that that no one else can know. There are just some things, maybe not a lot, but there's always a few things that no one else could even begin to know. And it was like, I love heart shapes. And right after my husband made his transition, I had a friend of mine, Shirley. She was a feng shui practitioner, and I had her come, and because that's where he died, was at home. And so I had her come and clear the energy in our house. And she brought these red crystal hearts. They were beautiful. I still have them somewhere today, but they were just beautiful. And it really touched me. And then I remember Christmas shopping at the mall with my sister, who was visiting from out of town. And there was this young man who was at one of those kiosks, and he had soaps, but he walked up and offered me a soap that was in the shape of a heart, and a red heart. And so I knew. And then we were shopping another day, and we went to this really cool nursery in Dallas, and there were these when it was 12 hearts that were red, outlined in red, and then there were crystals in the middle. They were just the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. But so in the beginning, that is the way that I knew that was my dearly not so departed husband communicating with me, was with all those instances of hearts. And again, that was just right after he made his transition. There was no long time delay. It was like pretty immediate. So, but they are with us. And so there's the direct communication that you can have, and there are all the beautiful, beautiful signs that they can send us to get our attention. It could be about a particular topic, or it could just be a shout out from them saying, hey, we're here. We love you. We're your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Until next time. Bye.